once again, you're used to seeing great celebrity interviews. You know what? Anybody who feeds kids, helps people, that's a celebrity to me. But these actually happen to be well-known people in their respectful roles. I've got with me. You've seen Dwight and Susan Havener before, and Sam Castor before. Dwight and Susan head up Healthshare Revolution, and you can go to Healthshare Revolution TV.com anytime during this live cast and recording from multiple networks and TV stations and applications and online as well. Sam Castor, incredibly accomplished man. He's made so much history. He's fed so many children, amazing accomplishments, amazing people. We like to gravitate towards people who achieve greatness. Greatness is achieved in moments. And what's greater than helping people live, thrive, and survive in this uncertain economy and world, but also helping children. You can't go wrong with that. And of course, Steve Burns, you're going to learn more about him. He's a product formulator. But we're talking about, in this video, Healthshare myths debunked. Some of you never heard of Healthshare before. The first time I heard about it, I was very intrigued about it. A friend of mine in Amarillo, we were starting a TV network, an international TV network, and he was telling his family goodbye. I thought, well, what are you talking? What's going on? He was needing to have an emergency, a near emergency within a week, a heart surgery, and he didn't have health insurance. And as we know, Big Pharma and the health insurance are great friends. And he did not know what he was going to do. So he just thought he was just going to check out and try to get his affairs in order. And he found out about Healthshare. And some way, somehow, his wife was already acclimated to it. Put it this way, he did have a surgery after all. He is still with us today. And he has Healthshare to thank for it. But, there are things that there's myths about Healthshare that we want to talk about right now in this recording. And again, if you're watching this right now in real time, you need to go to healthsharerevolutiontv.com. And the last time we did one of these recordings, I had a live free 10-second, took 10 seconds. I kid you not. From the time that I went to the site, put in my email address, answered a couple of questions, 10 seconds, I have my quote, and it was also automatically emailed to my email address as well. But with all that said, hey, welcome Healthshare Revolution TV.com bunch. And
thank you, Brent.
It's good to see you all today.
Same here.
One of the things I did hear about Healthshare that is wonderful that it saved my friend's life, but they must have had a different version of this. It's great, but you got to do so much and keeping up with all the receipts and the paperwork. It's like a full-time job. I'm so happy to hear that's no longer the case when you go through this portal, healthsharerevolutiontv.com. But who would like to start out with speaking to that? The myth number one, it's a full-time job, keeping up with paperwork and all that. What saith thee, Dwight and Susan?
Okay, go ahead, Susan.
Well, we've come a long way as everything starts from the beginning. As time goes on, things get better and better. I mean, pretty much what you really do is you register with this Healthshare as far as, register through the site that you have mentioned. And pretty much all you're doing is filling the information out. You are then contacted back and they register you. And, if you need to use this, they take care of everything. I mean, you basically, go to your doctor, go to the hospital, whatever it is that you're, wanting to use it for. And then the actual Healthshare company takes care of all of the other stuff.
Exactly. And, with the skyrocketing cost of insurance and basically healthcare today, when you can get your healthcare quote and see that it's almost up to 50% off of the traditional healthcare costs. I mean, this is a huge, that's why we're starting this revolution. People are, the US, consumes over 50% of the pharmaceutical drugs around the world. And we wonder why, so, again, this is something that Healthshare Revolution TV offers. Is it's a complementary product that will help, and Sam will cover that here in this video.
And what I do want to add to that, Brent, is Sam is really the gentleman that was had the whole concept of bringing this, the vision of bringing this to the market, and he really can kind of explain to you how this came about and why it's so powerful. So let's hear from Sam.
Well, thanks, guys. Yeah, thanks, Brent. Healthshare started in the 1980s, and it was in response to the increased cost of healthcare. And it didn't seem like the insurance industry had any motivation to reduce costs. Healthcare providers didn't like working with insurance companies because they strung out their payments to them for 6 months to a year. So it's just a bad situation. So Christian Healthshare came in and functions just like insurance, only it's run by not-for-profit organizations. And so two things happen. Number one, because there's no profit motive in a not-for-profit, that is the first place where money is saved. Instead of the high profits going to the insurance industry, who insure each other, which stacks profits on top of profits, you just go to a health share organization run by a Christian ministry, and boom, there's savings number one. Savings number two is they realize that if they could pay the providers quickly, like within a week of the time that the service was provided, they could negotiate cost up to a third to a half off of the cost that those same providers were charging the insurance industry for the hassle of dealing with them. So you put those two things together and you had discounted healthcare. I think what's happened since the 1980s is the healthcare industry has caught up with the insurance industry in terms of how they actually facilitate their customers. So in other words, you get a card just like Blue Cross Blue Shield, you take it to your provider, they accept it, then it's between the provider and the healthcare company exactly how they get paid and when they get paid. So you're functioning just like you are with an insurance company now, instead of, like you said, in the old days, they had to pay the bill themselves, carry the receipts, submit them for reimbursement. None of that's going on in this modern age. So it's a huge advancement in healthcare and healthcare costs, this whole concept called Healthshare.
Well, some of you were very surprised to hear us talk about in the last show, J.D. Rockefeller promised to bankrupt America. He gave millions to medical schools and then had one of his operatives slowly change the curriculum from what was natural medicine, real medicine, to villainizing that and getting our country moving in a direction where we're using unnatural petroleum-based products to treat medical conditions. Some of you were surprised to learn that. That those who were labeled kooks and whatever were the true doctors, and you're seeing a return to that now that you're learning after this last global episode that big pharma is not for you. And so with that said, what attracted you, Steve Burns, what attracted you to this scene with Healthshare and Sam Castor and the Haveners?
Well, Brent, it's great to be here. And I just want to say that this unique in the fact that it works. It doesn't just provide a patch or a Band-Aid.
Right.
And I'm speaking metaphorically here, but it actually works on providing a solution to the problem. And that is something that everyone is looking for. They recognize that the system is not working the way it is. Because if it did, You know, the US consumes the majority of drugs in the world, and yet we are one of the sickest people. We rank dead last as far as a lot of these modalities are concerned. So we have to look at what can we do to better support the body. What interested me the most about this health share is they were willing to invest back into their clients. They want their clients to achieve health because it's better for the health share when they do. So they actually are supplementing with supplements their program. So they allow for the people that are participating with Healthshare to receive a stipends, if you will, to order these products that I've helped in the formulation of. So it's really a unique thing. We want companies to look at innovation, ways to make people better. We look for products that actually help people not just survive, but thrive. And so to get that investment back in and investing back in their clients, that's what really won me over with this health share.
And I'm so glad you said that, Steve, because that's the other facet. We've dispelled the myth of the hassle, of the inconvenience. You know, Americans make decisions based on two decisions, you know, either to avoid pain or to have instant pleasure. That's it. And you know what? There's nothing more painful than watching an economy skyrocket due to overregulation, and yet your fixed income doesn't change. What do? You sell the house, you move to a rough part of town so you can afford the rent and keep up all your health insurance, your sick care, or do you get proactive and go against the grain of the culture? Not only proactive in saving money, but proactive in getting healthier, building that immune system. And then, of course, the third element that we're going, that Steve opened the door with, is feeding kids. You know, part of getting healthier, there is an incentive with this health share. When you go through healthsharerevolutiontv.com to get healthier, you have actually an over $80 credit every month to be proactive in your health, or you can pass that on to children, needy children. You know, there's a lot of benevolence in Amarillo and the Panhandle, West Texas, you know, the last bastion of American freedom, the richest, most patriotic part of the country. They love feeding kids and helping each other. Well, you know, just don't take our word for it. Hopefully we'll get to talk to President Fox, the former president of Mexico. Sam Castor has helped millions of children in their nutrition. In my personal work in television and other causes, I can tell you that most Americans don't realize that so many children in America don't even eat on the weekends because school's out. So there's an incredible cause behind all of this as well. But along the framework of saving money up to 50% of your health insurance and getting healthier, getting proactive, getting your body off of these petroleum-based products. You know, Steve, it's like you said, there's more hospitals than ever and more people dying than ever. Something is wrong. There's a disconnect. But then also going into not only being proactive in your health, building up your immune system, but helping feed kids, at-risk kids in America, at-risk kids in other parts of the world, if you choose to you know, forward your credit. Let's talk more about that. So what is this product that supplements literally with the Healthshare revolutiontv.com?
Why don't we let Sam talk about it? Because really it is his baby.
Yeah.
Well, there was a discovery made in the 1980s by a pharmaceutical company, and it was the bioactive molecule in the aloe vera plant. And of course, we all know about aloe vera. If you were raised in Texas, your grandmother probably put it on ant bites and burns and things like that. So there's something biologically active in the aloe vera gel that accelerates the immune system's response to anything. The problem is whatever that molecule was labile. So 24 hours after you picked the leaf, the activity was completely gone. Mm-hmm. So they made the discovery, stabilized it for the first time. It's called Ace Mannin. And I licensed it in order to help not only commercialize it, but to provide it to the world's most medically fragile, vulnerable children around the world. So I started a not-for-profit 25 years ago, Brant, called Mana Relief. And, 7 million children a year die of immune deficiency related issues. They don't die of malnutrition typically. Malnutrition is a major cause of immune, deficiency. So they die of infection. Things that we would get and recover from in 2 or 3 days, they actually die from because their immune systems are so compromised. So this stabilized ace-mannan molecule actually optimizes their immune system's response to everything, all evil. It doesn't matter if it's infection, if it's degenerating process. The body's immune system is designed to see these things and deal with it if it's being supported appropriately. And there's nothing in the market like this technology. In fact, the first use patent issued by the United States Patent Office said this discovery would be effective in the treatment of any condition that requires immune system intervention for its resolution. So you say, well, what conditions would those be? And the answer is every condition. There is nothing that attacks your body that doesn't need the immune system's response. And the challenge is we live in a compromised world with our food, the overdose of drugs that we're getting every day, the toxicity in everything we eat, drink, and breathe. And so we have to optimize our body's response to all of these invaders. And that's what this ace-mannan does. So for 25 years, we provided this, again, to children all over the world. That's why President Fox in Mexico, President Museveni in Uganda, heads of state and countries all over the world worked with me in these developing nations to provide ace-mannan to their most vulnerable children. Why? Because it works. And number two, because it doesn't cost anything like a pharmaceutical drug, which is basically designed to manage poor health. And so anyway, that's the invention. When I met the Healthshare industry, it was an all-day affair where we were just brainstorming, how do we fix the medical system in America? And number one, we have to address the cost issue, which is what Healthshare does. Number two, we have to change the paradigm of managing disease into supporting health. So we say we have a healthcare system. Really, we have a sick care system. What does your insurance actually pay for? It pays for sickness.
Right.
It doesn't invest in your health. And so part of the discussion is how do we turn that modality upside down? How do we reinvent true healthcare? And the answer is you take part of the proceeds of what people are already paying for sickness and you invest back into their health. So this Healthshare revolution is about doing that. Not only providing the cost at a discounted rate of your healthcare, but also reinvesting back into the health. And the Healthshare organization that we're working with, this revolution, is taking also a portion of everything that is provided through your membership to help supporting kids who, without our intervention, have no hope. So just by participating, you're helping to provide children with nutrition that saves their lives.
This is literally a revolution.
Yes.
Because Lacey from Tulsa, they poison our water, they poison our food, they poison our air, they sell us cancer treatments that are non-effective, and they tax us when we die. That's what we're facing.
That's
Is
much.
it not true?
That's a pretty cool overview of what's going on.
Is this not a Healthshare revolution? Sam, you were the first one when you came onto the CBS / KGNC radio live simulcast and broadcast the chat. You're the first person I ever heard use the term sick care. And you said there's two kinds of health care. I think you said emergency care and sick care. How many of you have delayed becoming an entrepreneur because you need the health insurance in case you get sick? You spend a whole lot of money in case you get sick, only for what? To put foreign chemicals into your body, and I hate to say it, but I've said nearly the same thing too. And I'm glad you're watching, Lacey from Tulsa, is that, yeah, they do poison your water, your food, your air, sell you ineffective cancer treatments, and then tax you when you die. That's freedom of speech. What I'm saying, I am convinced that it was the treatments of cancer that killed my father, not the cancer itself.
Mhm.
And here we are, folks, in an industry that profits from your death. And yet,
Hey, Brant, I will tell you one of
Powerful.
the exciting things that is going on in medicine is there's a whole new movement towards therapy called immunotherapy. And it is the brightest spot on the horizon of healthcare itself. And it's driven by the recognition that you can't poison, cut, or burn cancer as effectively as the human immune system can spot it and kill it if it's supported appropriately. And so immunotherapy is now a movement within healthcare that is saying we need to find ways of helping the immune system do what it's designed to do, especially in things like the treatment of cancer. So change is going on out there. But unfortunately, there's an entire industry that profits off of the status quo. And so immunotherapists and Christian Healthshare and investing in health, those are all things that the public is now demanding. And you kind of nailed it a few minutes ago when you said, the pandemic woke up everyone to the realization that, not everybody is for us in this fight.
Oh, no.
We've got to take responsibility ourselves.
Well, I broke a story. A doctor in Arkansas was enraged when he was offered $10,000 per death certificate to change it to the pandemic.
Yeah.
I was hearing firsthand reports. The remdesivir that was outlawed in every other country was being pushed by a person whose name rhymes with Mousy, the highest paid government official in our country. And the list goes on and on. The remdesivir mimicked a pneumonia. And what happened next? $52,000 payout to put you on a ventilator. Paid to kill you is what some would say. I don't know. But here, well, actually, I do know. All that to say is, folks, you know what? The powers that be may not be for you. That's why this truly is a revolution. It's not only a win to save up to 50% on your health care, true health care, insurance, Healthshare in this case, but also it's a win for the physicians and doctors too. You ever wonder why they ask if you're paying cash at the emergency room? You ever wonder why? That's a good question. If you're paying directly, then you have the ability to use your negotiation buying power with that physician and not pay what they usually bill the insurance companies. Unfortunately, we live in a world where it's not people first, it's money first. And so a lot of you don't know what to do about it. Well, here's what you can do. It's a win for you. Imagine what you would do with an extra $1,000 a month, possibly. Imagine what you could do, saving up to 50% on your health insurance cost, and get educated. Imagine what you could do if perhaps you weren't spending all that money on the overpriced petroleum-based foreign chemicals in your body products, and maybe had some other alternatives, perhaps a window into true medicine. Some would say, Robert Abbott from Abilene, God made our bodies to heal itself. That is true. God made your body to heal itself. You can help it out, not with foreign chemicals, petroleum-based chemicals. You can help it out with this very exact list of products that you can get with this Healthshare revolution. Go to healthsharerevolutiontv.com, live in real time. 10 seconds. I got my quote. And yes, it's less than half of what I'm currently spending in health insurance. That's a no-brainer. It's also a win-win for physicians. We need a network with physicians too, and physicians who actually take their oath to heart to do no harm, not to take money from the WHO to kill you, but to do no harm. So it's very important, folks, that we come together and we stand together right now in this hour during this Healthshare revolution. Go to healthsharerevolution.tv.com right now.
And Brant, one other thing we want to add is there may be people out there. We've had people have called and said, you know, I'm over 65 because we do not, Healthshare doesn't work for that. You can also get these products, and you'll see on the actual site how you can contact us, because the products are incredible. And I just want to say this, you know, Dwight and I have worked with Sam and Steve for, you know, almost 30 years. We did go into retirement a few years back, but what we really decided, because of what's going on in this country, that we are coming back using our talents to get out to the marketplace to help people to understand there are solutions. Because I am telling you, Brent, everywhere you go, people are concerned about their health, and they cannot afford the health insurance that they're paying for. So we really look forward to helping you folks. And I just wanted to add that.
And if you want just the products, you have your own insurance right now, then simply call us. Healthshare Revolution. We also have a phone number. It's 941-323-4786. Be glad to help you out with all these products.
Now, Steve, because you were attracted to this whole operation because of the factor of the proactive health product element, what do you have to say at this point in the conversation?
Well, thanks, Brent. Yes. So this particular ingredient that Sam was talking about, that the research pharmacologists discovered in the 80s, this product, the analogy I like to use is, imagine your body is a forest, okay? And you've got some diseased trees in that forest.
Right.
Well, a lot of times when you're talking about aberrant cells, the alternative was burn down or cut down the entire forest, right? But this is something that actually modulates the immune system. So imagine a better solution is sending some lumberjacks in there, and they identify the trees, tie a little ribbon around there, and then cut the diseased trees out. That is the ability to recognize those trees. But the problem is, using that same analogy, a lot of these lumberjacks are blindfolded and they're going around trying to feel for the diseased trees. You're not able to do the job. The immune system is not able to recognize the bad cells. The lumberjacks are not easily able to recognize the diseased trees. This actually removes that blindfold. You're able to go in there, the immune system identifies the bad cells that don't belong and take them out. So another way to look at this is, some immune systems are overactive. Not only do they swing the axe and cut down the bad tree, but they're actually hitting some of the good trees as well and thinning the forest. That's not good either. So you don't want an overactive immune system. This is an immune modulating technology. It actually helps the immune system to not overreact, but it also doesn't underreact. Like the lumberjack takes out a few of the diseased trees and then gets tired and walks away, right? And leaves the other ones there to continue to spread disease. No, you don't want it underactive. You don't want it overactive. It is a modulator. Another analogy I use is, it works like a thermostat in the body. So again, it regulates the immune system and where it's supposed to be. If the temperature is too cold, it turns the heat up. And if it's too hot, it turns the air conditioning on, modulates and levels everything out. And so that's all the technology that our immune system needs to really operate the way it was designed to operate. There are so many things that compromise the immune system. We don't get enough sleep. We live under constant stress. That's a big one. we don't eat properly or nutritiously, we're not drinking enough water, we're not breathing deeply. There are about 6 or 7 things that you can look at that we don't do right in today's society, and that only exacerbates the problem with poor health. So these products that are associated with Healthshare actually can help deter those things, support human physiology. Drugs alter human physiology. They suppress different areas, and sometimes they are necessary for another function to override this particular function for a period of time. The problem I see with the pharmaceutical industry is people are getting on drugs and they're staying on them for life, and then they're adding another one, adding another one. The body will heal itself, as that gentleman said, but we need to give it the proper support to do that. You know, you don't hand somebody who's trying to put a Phillips screw in something a flat blade screwdriver. You have to give them the right tools to do the job. You have to give your body the right tools to do the job. And that's what these products do. And that was why the Healthshare company actually decided to look at partnering up so that we can get healthrevolutiontv.com going to really make this work for everybody out there. Whether you're under 65 and you need that help with your health and your health care costs, or whether you just are looking for products to better support your body, we have both answers here at healthsharerevolutiontv.com.
There you go. World-renowned author Ivan Tuttle. This sounds good. Yes, it does, sir. Ivan, we need to talk. There's influencers out there that you really want to help people. Believe me when I tell you, you really want to get involved with healthsharerevolutiontv.com. Sherry Todd, wow, appreciate this information. You better believe it. Very active, beautiful lady right there. Influencer as well. Marie Carter, another influencer that works with at-risk kids in inner city settings and other public school settings. I can just see a lot of high-profile people that, you know what, they're fed up. They're fed up with the lies. They've realized they've been lied to about everything. They don't trust their media. Of course they don't. You know, when the number one sponsor of CNN and other organizations is Pfizer, then what do you expect? So, but people, there's a saying, what you can tolerate, you'll never change. What you can tolerate, you'll never change. You tolerate being broke. You tolerate being on 26 different medications every morning and wonder why you're not getting better. If you can tolerate that, then by all means, scroll to the next cat meme. But if you can no longer tolerate being broke and feeling bad and not seeing any hope, not seeing any improvement, while an entity that quite frankly has been described as the biggest mobster in our history, Big Pharma, then you got to take action. And, you know, some of you, well, what am I going to do about this or this or this? I'm on all these medications. You know, my son was on conflicting medications. No wonder he was having an issue. Now he's doing fantastic, right?
Yeah.
So again, your body was made to heal itself. You got to help it along. There's all kinds of things in your food, all kinds of things in your medication, that is approved by the powers that be. But the natural things for some reason aren't. Why is that? Well, I tell you what, folks, maybe it's time to stop the world and see with clear eyes that there are powers that be that profit from your demise. And I think that Lacey was right with poison water, poison food, poison air, scorched earth mentality, cancer treatments, and taxing you when you die. Isn't there a time for a change? Well, we're not just going to talk about that, but the solution is obvious. It's healthsharerevolutiontv.com. It's revolutionary for your health, revolutionary for your finances, revolutionary for you who are care providers and physicians. There's a better way. What happens if you can get paid quicker, better, and not be ran around by those people? Oh, they'll penalize you if you don't pay your insurance bill in time. But boy, they take their time when it's time to pay out, don't they? Well, there is a better way, and it's healthrevolutiontv.com.
Amen. Well, thank you, Brent. Thank you, Sam. Thank you, Steve. This has been a great show. And we look forward to everybody going to the healthsharerevolutiontv.com. If you want to email us, we have healthsharerevolutiontv@gmail.com. And we have, of course, our phone number where you can call us, 941-323-4786, and get on these great immune optimizing products to build up your system and get out of the sick sick care and get into the health share. Thank you much.
Oh,
thank you, Brand.
Thank
so
you,
well
Brand.
said. Thank you, Sam. Thank you so much, Steve. Thank you so much, everyone. Of course, Dwight and Susan, I love you so much. And folks, I'm going to take sections of this and make it available to you as well. We covered some good territory, but you can share it with your friends, and you need to. Because if you don't think there's another pandemic on the way, you got another thing coming. So you know what, folks? It's time to fortify your finances, fortify your health, and there is a better way. And here it is, healthsharerevolutiontv.com. We'll see you next time, folks. God bless you. Step out of the sick care and step into the health share. Well said there, my man. And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.